Let us chant Brahmana. Om. 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 Santi, Santi, Santi.
Yes, students. In the previous session, we discussed about the diseases, types of diseases. What are the types of diseases? The disease can be congenital or acquired. Congenital means which is inherited, which are genetic disorders. The acquired we got after the birth. The acquired diseases can be again two types, communicable, non-communicable. Non-communicable, we discussed that these are due to the degenerative organs, due to the deficiency, due to addiction, due to the deposition of toxic metabolites. Is it? So, what are the communicable? Again, the communicable diseases can be contagious and non-contagious. Communicable diseases are also known as infectious diseases. So, communicable or infectious diseases can be contagious, non-contagious. We discussed one communicable but non-contagious disease, that is filariasis, which is caused by a nematode parasite, that is Wuchereria bancrofti or Wuchereria mollii, a nematode digenetic parasite. Digenetic means it completes its life cycle in two hosts. The primary host of Wuchereria bancrofti or filarial worm is human being, and the secondary host is female Culex mosquito, because as we discuss, the non-contagious communicable diseases, they are transmitted by a vector. The vector of the filariasis is the female Culex mosquito. Even we have discussed that the female Aedes or female Anopheles mosquito also carry the filarial worm. But most common is Culex pipiens. Is it? The infective stage of filarial worm is the third larval stage. That is third stage of the microfilary larva. Now, in this session we are going to discuss malaria, which is a protozoan parasite. Malaria is a protozoan parasite malaria is caused by a protozoan parasite. Protozoan means unicellular. Protozoan unicellular. Protozoan means unicellular eukaryotic parasite. That is Plasmodium. This parasite, this pathogen, malarial pathogen, the Plasmodium, was first discovered by Charles Laveran. Who discovered? Charles Laveran. Charles Laveran discovered the malarial pathogen Plasmodium. Pathogen, the disease causing microorganism. Malarial pathogen, the Plasmodium, in the year in the year 1880. In the year 1897, Sir Ronald Ross discovered the vector transmission of the malarial parasite by the female Anopheles mosquito. He observed that this pathogen, this Plasmodium, the pathogen is found in the cyst of the Plasmodium parasite found in the stomach of the mosquito, female Anopheles mosquito. So in 1897, Sir Ronald Ross discovered the transmission of the pathogen of the malarial parasite. As he observed, the cyst is found in the wall of the stomach wall of the mosquito, female Anopheles mosquito. By female, the transmission of malarial parasite is done by female Anopheles mosquito. As he observed, the cyst is found in the wall of the stomach of the mosquito. He got Nobel Prize in 1902 for this in Physiology and Medicine. Sir Ronald Ross got the Nobel Prize in 1902 for this in Physiology and Medicine. Physiology and Medicine. He is the second person in the world to receive the Nobel Prize, because it is started from 1901. The Nobel Prize is started from 1901, and he is the second person to receive the Nobel Prize. So very important for one more question. Charles Lavater discovered the malarial pathogen, that is Plasmodium, and Sir Ronald Ross discovered the transmission of the malarial parasite by female Anopheles mosquito in the years also you have to remember, and he got the Nobel Prize for the discovery of the transmitting vector, that is female Anopheles mosquito is transmitting the parasite from one person to another. So it is most common in malaria is most common in the tropic and subtropic regions, that means temperate and mild temperate regions of the world, and most the prevalent in African countries. Is most common in tropic and subtropic countries, that is temperate and mild temperate regions. Countries, what in the regions we can say tropic and subtropic regions of the world. pathogen is digenetic, means completes its life cycle in two hosts. It is digenetic. The two hosts are the primary host is also known as definitive host. Primary or definitive host, and the secondary or intermediate host. The primary host is the mosquito, female Anopheles mosquito. Mosquito is the primary host because the sexual phase is completed in mosquito, whereas asexual phases occurs in the human being and even other vertebrates. Mosquito is the primary or definitive host of the malarial parasite, and human being is the secondary or intermediate host of this pathogen. The pathogen is a digenetic and triphagic. Digenetic and triphagic. Triphagic means the life cycle is completed in 3 phases. What are the 3 phases? The phase of schizogony, then gamogony or gametogony, and sporogony. Or even we can write down sporogony, schizogony and gamogony. The schizogony and the sporogony are asexual, whereas gamogony is the sexual phase. And schizogony and gamogony partially occurs in the human being, and gamogony is completed in mosquito, and sporogony is completely occurs in the mosquito. And schizogony is again of 2 types that occurs in the liver and RBC. So hepatic schizogony and erythrocytic schizogony. And we will discuss in the life cycle the different phases. What are the common species? The Plasmodium. Plasmodium is having the common species of Plasmodium. Okay, we can say the common species of Plasmodium are vivax, P. vivax, P. oval, P. malaria, E. malary, P. falciparum, these are the 4 most common and the common species of the Plasmodium. While writing, you have to write down the genus also in the full form. Okay. Even another is discovered, Plasmodium knowlesi. But in +2, in the class 12, we are in our board, we are discussing it is given 4. Knowlesi is also there, which is commonly seen in Malaysia. Let us discuss the life cycle. Yes, as we discussed that the parasitic pathogen, the malarial parasitic pathogen is digenetic. in human. It completes its life cycle in human and in mosquito. And it is triphasic. 3 phases are sporogony, schizogony, gamogony or gametogony. So, how it happens? Let us start with the infective stage, sporozoite. The different stages, first of all I am marking it. Sporozoite is the infective stage of the plasmodium. Then cryptozoites. Then metacryptozoites. Then here are the merozoites. Then gametocyte, macrogametocyte, microgametocyte. These are the different stages. Then the gametes, macrogamete and microgamete. Here is the microgamete. You see the plasmodium species. The plasmodium species are nothing but the unicellular eukaryotic cells. Unicellular eukaryotes. So this unicellular pathogen, the plasmodium pathogen, is having different stage. Nothing else. Different stage. The name of different stages are like this. First, let us start with the infective stage, in which stage it enters in our body. During the mosquito bite, when an infected mosquito bites a human being, it enters into our blood. Then from the bloodstream, it enters into the liver cell, hepatocyte. So, sporozoite, we will come to this stage again. So, at the end of the sporogony phase, the cyst bursts out and sporozoites comes out from the cyst, okay, broken cyst, and that enters into the blood along with the saliva of the mosquito, okay, and from the blood it enters into the hepatocyte or liver cell. Then it grows in size and it is known as schizont. The pathogen is known as schizont. What is schizont? What is schizogony first? Schizogony is the asexual reproduction by multiple fission in protozoans. Please write down what I told. The asexual reproduction by multiple fission in protozoans, especially in the sporozoans. We know the division of the protozoans, again they are classified as a different group, that is sporozoa. Plasmodium is a sporozoa. So, then what happens when the pathogen increases in size by feeding the cytoplasmic content, by feeding the cellular content of the hepatocyte or the liver cell, it becomes schizont, grows in size. Still we can show it much larger. Okay, then it divides by multiple fission. These are the nuclei, number of nuclei. Then when completely it grows and divides, then you see the liver cell bursts out. Okay, breakdown. The liver cell is broken, and the cryptozoites. Now the pathogens are called cryptozoites in the liver cell. When the pathogens divide and multiply, they are called cryptozoites. Okay. Then again they enter into the another liver cell. When the sporozoite, the infective stage, enter into a liver cell, into the liver cells, then up to the multiple fission, completion of multiple fission is called pre-erythrocytic schizogony. I didn't tell you the schizogony again divided into 3 subphases. That is hepatic schizogony. The schizogony we will write down in that again in theory part we will write down hepatic schizogony, and this one is erythrocytic schizogony. Okay, again hepatic schizogony is divided into two subphases. What are they? Pre-erythrocytic schizogony, exoerythrocytic schizogony. Schizogony means the asexual reproduction by multiple fission in protozoans, especially in sporozoans. It is again hepatic in the malarial parasite. What happens in the life cycle of malarial parasite? What happens? The schizogony again hepatic and erythrocytic. That is in liver cell and in the red blood cell. Erythrocyte means what? Red blood cell. Again the hepatic schizogony is divided into two subphases: pre-erythrocytic, exoerythro. Its meaning pre-erythrocytic means prior to erythrocyte. Exoerythrocyte outside the erythrocyte or RBC. No such meaning is that. Pre means before, exo means outside. Okay, so scientist has given the name of the phases like this. You have to remember. First what comes? Pre-erythrocytic schizogony is the first hepatic schizogony. Then exoerythrocytic schizogony is the second hepatic schizogony. Remember? So what happens? First of all, the sporozoid when enters into a hepatic cell from the bloodstream, it becomes the schizoid by feeding on the cellular content, cytoplasm, by eating the cytoplasm. Then divides into multiple nuclei. Then it becomes it produces the cryptozoites by multiple fission. Then again these are released. The cryptozoites are released into the blood. Again they enter into another liver cell, that is enter into the exoerythrocytic schizogony. Then in the liver cell it again grows in size. The pathogen grows in size. Now here the pathogen is called, the plasmodium is called schizoid. Again that the process of multiple fission, it produces the nuclei. Then that produces the number of pathogens, divides through multiple fission and produces the metacryptomerazoids. So how many stages we gone through? The sporozoid, the infective stage, sporozoid, then the cryptozoid, then metacryptozoid. Okay, then metacryptozoids, they may enter into the another liver cell, which are not means generally, or they may enter into the RBC, red blood cells, or erythrocytes. So now when that enters into the RBC or erythrocytes, then we can say it is erythrocytic schizogony. Because within the RBC also, it divides by multiple fission. RBC enters into the RBC, there again it grows in size. Here we may say the schizoid part. It is described as a trophozoid. It is a stage of nutritive stage, means it feed upon the nutrients that are available in the RBC. Okay, so the nutritive phase is a trophozoid. It is feeds upon the pathogen, feeds upon the RBC, the present in the content, cytoplasmic content of the RBC, and grows in size, trophozoid. Then what happens in the sporozoans? There is a large vacuole is there. After feeding, they digest and store it in the vacuole, where it is common. The large vacuole is commonly seen in the sporozoans of the protozoa. So this is you see the large vacuole is formed actually. This is the large vacuole. That's why a space is shown over here. Large space is nothing but the vacuole, and this stage is called signet ring stage. I will make you understand by drawing a small diagram. You see, suppose ring means you can understand ring. Okay, finger ring. there is signet ring means when there is a signatory stone is there. So we are putting the gemstones. Suppose here is the stone is there. Single stone is there. Then these are called signet ring. Okay. So this is the signet ring stage means like as if in a ring a stone is embedded. Similarly, a vacuole is present. A large vacuole is present at the center by pushing the cytoplasm and the nucleus to the periphery of the plasmodium spaces of the pathogen. So that's why it is called signet ring stage. No other meaning. Signet ring means signatory stone. When in a ring a signatory stone is embedded. That's why signet ring stage is, the name is given. Because of the presence of the large vacuole, it pushes the cytoplasm and the nucleus to the periphery. Then comes the amoeboid stage. You see, it feeds upon, the pathogen feeds upon the cytoplasmic content of the RBC. It feeds upon the hemoglobin. Okay. Now you see the hemoglobin is digested, and while feeding, it also gives the pseudopodia. That's why it is amoeboid stage. In amoeba, the pseudopodia is found. The pseudopodia false leg. Okay. The cytoplasmic extensions are produced to feed upon the hemoglobin. And you see the hemoglobin is hemoglobins are digested and the hemoglobin particles are present. Now the toxic hemoglobin, broken up hemoglobin pigments are hemojoin, called hemojoin. Hemojoin is the toxic substance produced by the pathogen by digesting the hemoglobin, by breaking down the hemoglobin. When they feed upon the hemoglobin, they digest and they produce the toxic the pigments called hemojoin. Now you can find the hemojoin within that pathogen. Then the Skupfner's dot. Actually, Skupfner's dot are reddish or yellowish in shade. Reddish or yellowish in shade. You can again green color came. Sorry. Reddish or yellowish in shade. The Skupfner dot. Skupfner scientist name. You see this is the morphological change in the RBC on the invasion of the pathogen. When the pathogen is invaded the RBC, then some morphological changes occurs inside the RBC, red blood cell or erythrocyte, which was observed by Skupfner. So it is called Skupfner's dot. Skupfner, I have given the apostrophe S due to lack of space. Okay, the Skupfner's dots, these are found that is when the pathogen is invaded. Okay, this is a morphological change. Then here within this the pathogen, the multiple nuclei formed, and at the center you can find the hemojoin. These are the hemojoin. From him, hemojoin. Then the pathogen divides into multiple the daughter cells. These are called merozoites. Then when the cell divides, gives the daughter cells. Here multiple daughter cells are called merozoites. Another stage is merozoite. Okay. Then these are the hemojoin. Then when the RBC, when number of merozoites are produced, then RBC is burst out, and from the broken RBC, you see the merozoites are again released into the blood stream. Again, they are entering into the another RBC. Okay, another RBC. They are entering into the another RBC. Even the hemojoins are released into the blood, which causes the fever. That's why, because it takes time. That's why the fever comes periodically in 3 to 4 days. Okay, there are different stages. We will discuss the rigor stage, the severing stage. Severing, rigor stage, that cold stage, heat stage, and we will discuss the then perspiration occurs, the sweating occurs. So hemogen is the toxic pigments which are produced by the breakdown of the breakdown of hemoglobin, and that hemoglobin broken down hemoglobin pigments are infected. So these are toxic pigments, hemogen. The merozoites enter into RBC. Now you see, in some RBC they are becoming large. The merozoites are becoming large and called macrogametocyte. Whereas in some other RBCs they remain small, and these pathogens are called microgametocyte. The macrogametocyte is the mother cell of the egg mother cell, we can say, and microgametocyte gametocytes are the sperm mother cells, but they do not differentiate into the macrogamete or microgamete, that is the egg or sperm in the human body. When the mosquitoes bite to the infected persons, malarial infected persons, then these macrogametocyte and microgametocyte, they enter into the mosquito's body, okay, through its proboscis. Okay, then enters into the when it enters into the stomach of the mosquito. From here, the mosquito, the gametocytes, the gamete mother cells are produced in the human. So we say the gametogony or gamogony, or gametogony means this is the sexual phase where the sexual reproduction occurs. It begins in human and completes within the mosquito's body. Why they are not differentiating into the gametocytes? Why the gametocytes are not differentiating into the gametes? Because the vertebrates, the body temperature is higher. It requires the lower temperature. Mosquito is an invertebrate, whereas human being and even the other vertebrates are also affected by the malaria. So the vertebrates temperature is higher than the invertebrates temperature, body temperature. So they require a lower body temperature. That's why when the gametocytes, means gamete mother cells, enter into the mosquito's body, they differentiate into, you see, the macrogamete. I have written over here, macrogamete means egg. Macrogamete means egg. And here is the microgamete. Microgametocyte was there. Here exflagellation and microgamete are produced. This is microgamete. Exflagellation, that microgametocyte that divides into many spindle-shaped, thin, that like flagella. Okay, flagella-like structures. That is called exflagellation. And here the microgametes, many microgametes are produced. Okay, and here the macrogamete divides and produces one polar body. This is the one polar body, and the ovum or egg or macrogamete. And this macrogamete develops a cone of reception, as we have discussed in human fertilization also. That is, cone of reception is formed. You see, in all animals, the cone of reception is formed in the ovum or egg to receive a sperm. Now, you see, the fertilization occurs. The sperm fertilizes the egg, the macrogamete, and enters into the macrogamete or egg in the point of cone of reception. Now, the fertilized ovum or egg is developed into zygote. Fertilized egg is called zygote. Then ookinete. Kinete is the motile stage, whereas the zygote is the non-motile, okay, immotile, passive stage. When it becomes develops into grows into the ookinete stage, Ookinete is the motile stage of the pathogen, of the Plasmodium species. The pathogen, when it becomes a ookinete stage, this is the stage, it enters into the wall of the stomach of the mosquito. Then it forms a cyst, okay, in the stomach wall. It forms a oocyst. This is the cyst is formed, extra covering protective layer is formed, oocyst is formed. Then within the oocyst you see number of nuclei. Again the multiple fission, sporogony. When the spores are produced, it is called, it is also asexual reproduction. Okay, when the spores are produced, then they are called, the process is called sporogony. That is again by the process of asexual reproduction by multiple fission, spores are produced, nuclei, and here the sporozoites. The developed the mature sporozoites, means mature pathogens. Here the nuclei. Then again along with the cytoplasm, these are the sporozoites, and this is the cyst wall. Then when all the sporozoites are, the daughter cells are produced, then the cyst is burst out by releasing the sporozoites, and along with the saliva during the mosquito bite, it enters into the human body or in the vertebrate's body. First it enters into the bloodstream, then it reaches the liver cell. This is how the life cycle is repeated. Okay, and it just passes, the life cycle is completed in 2 hosts. Life cycle is completed in 2 hosts. Hope you understood. Let us go through the writing part. What you have to write down. As we discussed, the life cycle, that is the life cycle of Plasmodium is digenetic and triphagic. Digenetic, there are 2 hosts. Primary host is the mosquito and the secondary host is the man. Man means human being. Okay. Remember the terms digenetic and triphagic. And triphagic means there are 3 phases. The life cycle is completed in 3 phases: schizogony, gamogony or gametogony, and sporogony. What is schizogony? As we discussed, it is nothing but the multiple fission of the sporozoans in human being, in vertebrates. The asexual reproduction. What is multiple fission? It is asexual reproduction through multiple fission in the man. Transmission is indirect because it is done through the female Anopheles mosquito, through a vector. When indirect means when the transmission is through a vector. Okay, indirect or inoculative, through the bite of female Anopheles mosquito. This one also you get in the 1 more question. Female Anopheles mosquito. The infected stage sporozoita are injected into the blood, released into the blood, while the female Anopheles mosquito is taking its blood meal, and the sporozoita along with the saliva of the mosquito are injected, okay, by the female Anopheles mosquito. Schizogony again divided into hepatic schizogony and erythrocytic schizogony. Subphases are there, 2 subphases. Okay, sporozoites, when they are released into the blood, they enter into the hepatocytes, enter into the liver cells, and enter the liver cell and feed the cytoplasm of the hepatocyte and become the schizont. They grow in size, and that grown up size is called schizont. So the sporozoite is one stage. Another stage we came to know schizont, which is a feeding stage. After feeding upon the cytoplasm, it becomes larger in size and called schizont. Schizont undergoes the multiple fission and produces the cryptozoites. They produce the cryptozoites. Cryptozoites, why it is crypto? Crypto means hidden, because no symptom remain, the affected person remain unsymptomatic. Then again the hepatic schizogony repeats because when the cryptozoites are released into the bloodstream, again they find the other liver cells. Okay, another liver cell. They enter into another liver cell, and the repetition occurs by feeding upon the cytoplasm. They grow in size, and it is called schizont. And schizont undergoes multiple fission by producing metacryptozoites. Metacryptozoites, they are nothing but in the some mature stage. No, that another stage. Okay, it is the same way the metacryptozoites are produced, and these along with the metacryptozoites or cryptozoites, no toxic substance are produced, in contrast to the erythrocytic schizogony where the merozoites and the toxic substance are produced. Let us discuss the erythrocytic schizogony. These metacryptozoites enter the RBC or erythrocytes, and feed on the cytoplasm and hemoglobin present in the RBC and grown into size, that is trophozoites, that becomes trophozoite stage. Again, the pathogen stage of pathogen is known as here the trophozoite feeding stage we discussed. Then the signatoring stage, as the digested food particles are kept in the vacuole, the large vacuole is becomes large, and that pushes the cytoplasm and nucleus to the periphery. Then amoeboid, they feed upon the hemoglobin and more hemoglobin. Then the morphological changes occur. So Schoopner's dot stage, these are the different stages. Schoopner's, this is also another stage. Schoopner's dot stage is found in the Plasmodium vivax and oval. When the blood smear is done by taking the blood of the affected person, in the smear the red to yellowish dots are found. It becomes easy to find out the type of species that attacked the individual. And the Schoopner's dot stage, after this, the pathogen undergoes the multiple fission. Already undergone the after the amoeboid stage only, it undergoes the multiple fission. During the Schoopner's dot stage, the multiple nuclei are present. Then the RBC burst out. Okay, RBC ruptures and the merozoites are released as the multiple fission is completed, and the cytoplasmic division is also done and merozoites are released. In multiple fission, what happens? First the multiple nuclei are formed, then the daughter cells are produced. So daughter cells are merozoites, and by this time the merozoites are not released alone, they are released along with the hemojoin, as in the amoeboid stage the pathogen consume all hemoglobin of the cell RBC. Hemoglobin is as we know, what is hemoglobin? Hemoglobin is heme plus globin. Mainly two parts are there, heme plus globin. Globin are the protein, they are consumed, and heme is the prosthetic group, which is the non-protein. Prosthetic group along with the iron, along with Fe++, is it? Along with the iron. So it is a non-protein. Non-protein part are left out. The pathogens are not consuming the non-protein prosthetic group of the hemoglobin, that is heme. So this heme remain toxic. Heme becomes toxic, and that becomes the crystallized. So toxic substance hemojoin is produced, and it becomes the granule crystallized. So it is called hemojoin granules. These are called hemojoin granules. Then merozoites again, they enter into the fresh RBC. Then the gamogony is started. The phase after the schizogony is the gamogony or gametogony, which is a sexual phase of the life cycle of Plasmodium, where the gametes are formed. Sexual reproduction occurs partly in man and partly in mosquito's body, mosquito's stomach. Macro and micro gametocytes are formed when the merozoites enter the fresh RBCs. Gametocytes are the precursor of the gametes. Macro and micro means female and male. Gametocytes are the precursor, or we can say the gamete mother cells. Gametocytes are sucked by mosquitoes and further development occurs in the mosquito's stomach, in the stomach of the mosquito. Macro and micro gametocytes, they develop into macrogamete and microgamete in the lower temperature of the mosquito's body. If it is not fed by, not sucked by the mosquitoes, means the gametocytes are destroyed and absorbed in the human body or in the body of vertebrates, because they cannot complete the sexual phase because the gametocytes cannot be converted into the gametes, cannot be transformed into, developed into gametes because of the higher temperature of the vertebrates or human being. Haploid microgametes are produced through exflagellations. What is exflagellation? Flagella-like sperms are produced. As we have seen, suppose this is the microgamete, then what happens? The microgamete remain within the RBC. When it is fed by the mosquito, when sucked by the mosquito, then it develops. The nucleus is divided, DNA replicated. So actually, we can say one that microgamete is a haploid N, okay, haploid cell, and it develops about 8 nuclei, daughter nuclei. Then exflagellation occurs. Exflagellation is the 8 daughter cells are produced. Like this, 8. Flagella-like, they are produced. That's why exflagellation it is called. Zygote, then the egg is fertilized by this. These are the each flagella is a sperm. And in other hand, macrogametes, they are also produced by macrogametocyte. They divide into the ovum and the polar body. And this ovum is fertilized by the sperm producing the zygote. Zygote is produced, and zygote is non-motile. It is sessile. It is non-motile. Then zygote develops into the motile stage called ookinete. Ookinete is the motile stage of the motile zygote, we can say. Motile zygote is called the ookinete, and it penetrates the stomach wall of the mosquito, and it penetrates through the epithelium and settle in the basal lamina. There it forms the, below the epithelium of the stomach wall, it forms the oocyst. Oocyst enters into the sporogony. Sporogony is the asexual phase of Plasmodium in mosquito. The zygote, the motile zygote called ookinete, penetrates through the epithelial lining of the mosquito's stomach of the mosquito, and changes into the rounded oocyst. Okay, what is the oocyst? Because the ookinete was spindle shaped. Now oocyst is rounded. A cyst is formed surrounding the pathogen, Plasmodium. Oocyst feeds, grows and undergoes the multiple fission within the cyst, producing about 10,000 of sporozoites. Then, on the rupture of the oocyst, the sporozoites are released and they enter into the salivary glands and remain. The sporozoites are awaiting to be injected into a healthy person again. So sporozoites are transmitted or injected to another healthy person by the female Anopheles mosquito during its blood meal. By female Anopheles mosquito through the bite while it is taking the blood meal. While taking the blood meal. Thus, it transmits from one person to another. Taking its blood meal. While taking its blood meal, it injects, the female Anopheles mosquito inject the infective stage of the Plasmodium, that is sporozoid, into another healthy person. Okay, that's why as it transmits from one person to another person, that's why it is called a vector. So for what we discuss in this session, yes, the malaria is caused by a digenetic unicellular protozoan parasite called Plasmodium. It is the life cycle of the Plasmodium is completed in two hosts, so it is a digenetic and having the three phases, so that's why triphasic. Life cycle of Plasmodium is digenetic and triphasic. So the primary host is the mosquito and secondary host is the man or vertebrates. Secondary host is man or vertebrates, and the triphasic means the schizogony, then gamogony and sporogony. Schizogony, sporogony are the asexual phases of the life cycle. And schizogony again, hepatic schizogony, erythrocytic schizogony. Gamogony is the sexual phase or where the sexual reproduction occurs. And the gamogony is gamogony begins in the man and completes in the mosquito. Okay, and in next section we will discuss the different types of Plasmodium species and they causes the malaria. So the different types of malaria caused by different species of Plasmodium, and the symptoms, the diagnosis, treatment and prevention.